This one brought to you by Four Wheel Drive Bits. It is the Race to the Sky. It's a pure speed event, and this is boosted. Biggs and Crawford. You can see how fast these things leave the line. It's a bit of a tricky one because that's a very steep off-camber turn. They've got to go round the yellow alkane pipes and not hit them. There's a 10-second penalty if you hit any of the pipes. And then they come back and they do another equally as steep off-camber turn. And then, as the name suggests, they race to the sky. You're watching here the relaxed styles of Jared Biggs. One hand on the steering wheel, one hand on the roll cage. And that is a pretty good finish and a pretty good time too. 29.4 seconds. So he sets the benchmark here on the Suzuki replay. Plenty of attitude and altitude. Next to go, this is Russell Luders and Chris Tomalin. No stranger to the action here at Turakina in the CowperTrucks presented Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Safely around the first of the corners. Negotiates the course without hitting any of the yellow alkane pipes. Just a little bit tardy on the brake there. That's going to cost him a little bit of time, but nice and tight. Now he lines up the big hill, blind as he get to it. Over the top he goes, and he hits the Suzuki tape, and that means his time won't count, and that is valuable points going begging for Russell Luders. This is Jamie Larson and Jacob Higgins. The Nitro Turtle is the truck. Wide line, and he takes 2 bites at it, so it's going to cost a little bit of time. And I tell you what, seconds are going to be so important here, because the fastest truck will get 1,000 points and so on down our point scale. And once again, Jamie Larson's going to have to back up, and that's going to cost big time as the clock gets closer to 30 seconds. He won't be happy with that. He knows all about speed from his sprint car driving, but he's safely through to the finish line. You're on board with him here as he spins it round, and can you believe it? He rolls it over. You wouldn't read about it. It's right after the finish line. Looked like a safe exit from the course. Here it is from the high-wide shot. Have a look at this. They think we've done it. Wasn't fast, but we've got to the end. But then a victory donut went all wrong, and over on the side went Nitro Turtle. It turned Turtle here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Four-wheel drive Bits brings it to you. And this is the national champion. This is Sam Thompson. Now, just a reminder, the DPS countdown is now going up, so it's a pure stopwatch, and these guys will be wanting to go as fast as they can through here. Sam Thompson, he's been leading this competition virtually from course number 1. And he's just a little bit slow on the brakes here, and I guess he's really wary of the fact that he doesn't want to hit any pegs and get a penalty. If you hit one of those yellow alkane pipes, it is a 10-second penalty, and that's a pretty sombre run for Sam Thompson, and that's 28.3, so that's probably not going to be quick enough, especially when this guy's breathing down your neck. Kevin Hermes and Nick Hamilton currently sitting in second place. Remember, a second is probably going to cost you 100 points, like in a gate course situation. So you've got to be fast, but you've got to be accurate as well. And that's what we're seeing here from Hermie. Mid-mounted supercharged LS Chevy sitting between him and Nick Hamilton. That's a nice tight line and a good lineup for the course as well. And that is a 28-second run, but it's appreciably faster than what we saw from Sam Thompson. So we might see a leader change here. Here it is in super slow-mo, using all of the suspension of the CowperTruck and a nice soft landing too. Stu Earl next to go. Liam sits alongside him. Very aware to keep off the yellow pegs. Keep it nice and tight. Get on the brakes just a fractionally later than you normally would, just to save a 10th here, a 10th there. It'll make the difference, make no mistake about it. This is a speed event. It's Race to the Sky. It's brought to you by Four Wheel Drive Bits, and this is a good run coming from the Earls as they head up and over the top. 29.6 seconds for the Earls as we welcome in last year's champions. This is Neville Mather and Richard Werner. Explorer Motorhomes are the sponsor. It's another Nitro truck. Oh, and he's way out of shape as he heads down to the 180-degree turn at the top end of the course. Oh, and that's going to cost him because he had to have 2 bites at the cherry there as well. And I think he hit one of the yellow pegs. So that's a 10-second penalty for Neville Mather. Even if he gets the best time of the afternoon, he's going to add 10 seconds to it. Nice and tight through the bottom one, keeping off the pegs that time round. Now lines up this jump. Remember, it's blind for the drivers going up and over the top. That 10-second penalty is going to hurt, and it's going to blow out to over 30 seconds. Next to go, this is Scott Biggs. Jamie Taylor sits alongside him. There's nothing like those V8 Chevys on full song. It sounds wonderful. And as I mentioned before, the Bigs boys know how to go fast, and this is going to be a pretty darn quick run, I would think. 26.8 seconds, that's the fastest we've seen so far. And that's going to help in the point situation as well, because the fastest time will get the 1,000 points, and it's looking pretty good at the moment for Scott Biggs. Next to go, this is the Mason brothers, Ruben and Shane from the Taranaki. The truck is the Hurricane. They will have watched the Biggs progress, and they'll know exactly where they want to put this little truck to make it just go as quick as possible. Only one penalty so far, that was for Neville Mather hitting one of the yellow pegs. Once again, these guys just a bit timid on the brakes, and that costs a little bit of time before they can turn in tight and get on the gas. Now they begin their run to the top, and that's a 27.6. That's a good time for the Taranaki-ites, and that's a good landing too. You see how much suspension these trucks use on all of the obstacles here at Turakina. Right, Dave and Reese Mackay currently in 12th place. As I said, it's been a tough old go this time round for the father and son combination from the Waikato. The truck is the Riddler. So far so good, didn't hit any pegs on the way up. This is a good fast run coming in from Dave. He's done it before though, he knows exactly what it takes to get around quickly. Yeah, so he's lined up that bottom corner quite well, and now he's lined up the blue line, so he's going to traject that and go through, and that's a 29.2 second clocking from the Waikato pair. Next to go, this is Nathan Fogden. This is a 4-cylinder Mitsubishi Evo powered CowperTruck, but don't let the 4-cylinder fool you, because this thing's got plenty of power. It runs a humongous turbocharger. Nathan is the Class C champion, finished 10th in the national title chase overall. Safely through the course, hasn't hit any pegs yet, has Nathan. As I said, a bit of a veteran of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. 27.7, he stops the clocks at. That's a good time for the Mitsubishi powered CowperTruck. And have a look at the elevation. Good clean run for Nathan Fogden. Next to go, this is Neil Turner. These guys communicate via radio. Not too much communication, I would think, going on between the co-driver and the driver this time. Oh, and they get wildly out of shape as well as they head to the top end of the course. And just a 10th here, a 10th there is going to make a big difference here. Just look at the way they approach the four-wheel drive bits flag down here at the bottom end of the course. You've got to be nice and tight into it, and he wasn't. He just drifted a little bit wide in hijinks, and that's going to cost him. But that's not a bad recovery. 28.1, that's a good time for Neil Turner.